Welcome to the Let's Talk About It podcast with your boy DJ Reality and your homeboy Sid for the first time. Sid, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Just trying to figure it out. Life be lifing, but yeah, man. Let's talk about it. Let's jump into some stuff. So, I mean, we don't have to get too deep yet, but one thing that I did want to talk about because it's a big news story is my man getting caught at the concert for Coldplay. So, how you feel about that?
Well, and don't y'all disagree with me. Don't judge me. However, I believe that, we should show the man some grace. I say that because all of us, done things.
Yeah, we all be fucking up.
We just haven't got caught.
Yeah. Yeah, so, we all be fucking up.
Now, as it pertains to his wife, I get it. She was embarrassed. She was shocked, like, to get that type of news that this is what my husband is doing. I will hope she doesn't leave him.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, and to be the joke of the week or the joke of the past few days, how do you handle that? And it's going to, like, he's the CEO of what, I forgot the name of the company, of some tech company, Astronomy, but it's just crazy that you're the headline of the news. So how does your family handle that? It becomes like a difficult thing. And stories happen and they end up getting old, and you be to the next story. Something happens and now you're worried about that and you're not focused on that as much.
And I will hope that the wife, the family, they think rationally, because again, we're operating out of hurt, anger, embarrassment, etc. However, she need to play on his sympathy. She get anything she want right now.
Yeah,
anything she
wants. And she get it all.
She get it all. She's like, this is what I want. I want a new Porsche tomorrow. Guess what? He's gonna buy it because playing on his sympathy. So
is this worse than Kobe? When Kobe got the what was it? How much? It was $3 million ring.
Yeah, but that's a hook. Like, she's invested. At the end of the day,
I mean, she was married too.
She's
right. Kobe's married too.
But if we talk about the wife, his wife, at the end of the day, if something happens to him, guess what? She gets all the benefits. The wife. So the mistress gets nothing.
Okay.
So if the mistress want to lowball play herself, want to be the side chick, side piece, that's on her, because the wife get everything.
Okay.
And so I don't know why some certain women will set themselves up to be the side piece to get little of nothing.
So let me ask you this question. With that, what about the woman that he's with? Because she was married as well.
Well, I will say this: doing my research,
okay,
it said
doing my Googles.
It said that she was divorced.
It said she was divorced?
It said she was divorced.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, okay. She was looking for, some love. She was the head of HR.
Okay, which is crazy.
But the thing is, she or he or she didn't think they'll get caught, and they just happened to get caught. So, hey, you have to deal with what comes with that.
Okay.
And like, she's blocked her social media. She's like, you know what? She doesn't want to deal with that. But it was okay when you was in the mix of it. It was okay.
Yeah, you was loving it.
Like, you was loving it.
You know what's crazy to me though about that? It's like getting, what it is, right? I think that, for lack of better words,
right?
Like, you were literally hugged up at a Coldplay concert. I mean, because it's like, who does the onus go to, right? Like, is it his fault? Is it her fault? I mean, because I say that as in, she knew he was married.
Absolutely, she knew.
So is it a thing now?
He knew he was married.
I mean, that part too. I mean, but I'm saying, like, does it? I mean, because most of the responsibility, it feels like it's falling on the man in this scenario, and I'm not hearing anything about her. And like I said, I care less about either one of them. But at the same time, I'm not hearing anything about the woman catching any flack, being at a Coldplay concert with somebody else's husband openly. And one thing that, I'll let you go, but one thing I found hilarious is there was a woman next to him.
Correct.
That was just like, dang,
It came out.
Yeah.
But I'll say this at the same time. You may not think she's catching the flack, but she is. Because everyone is saying now, this is how she made her way to the top. like.
But how do you stay at the top of being in HR though? I mean, like she's not in the IT department. She's in HR where she should technically automatically be fired.
Correct. However, she was able to change policies that suit her. She was able to do things that suit her because he and her, they had that agreement or what have you. So she was able to do what she wanted. So she could terminate, fire, release anyone that did not suit their circle of whatever that looks like, because she is the HR director. And she had his backing, who was the CEO. So she could do what she wanted. Okay. As long as it did not affect her. Now,
but this affects her visibility within the HR department.
So now everyone looking upside with them. So now the board is going to come together and make a decision as it pertains to investigation, grievances, etc. What does this look like, and how do we move forward? Okay. So, we'll see how that goes. And
this is a tricky situation for me, at least because I feel like being in the public eye and CEOs and in different roles like that, like they are. I don't know how large the company is. I'm just going to say it's a 500 to 1,000 employee type of company, right? And how do you ever, as an organization or employees in general, like say for instance, I'm on the lower end from that employee, and I'm like, damn, that was my CEO doing that. I mean, it wasn't that wild, but doing that at Coplay, like you said, everybody has done it. You know what I'm saying? But it just hasn't been caught on camera the way that it has been caught on camera. So it's like that visibility part. Do you feel like this could be something that could impact his role as a CEO or her role as an HR director?
It will definitely impact his role as a CEO and an HR director, especially HR directors, because you are upholding the law as it pertains to, the organization. Mm-hmm. You are that person. But I would say this, we all been in that space. We've all done.
We just ain't got caught,
and we just haven't got caught, right? Yeah. And so it's and I'm not. I promise you, I'm not making light of this. So if y'all hear me out there, I'm not making. To circle back to what we was talking about at the beginning of the podcast was the couple that the CEO and the HR director that got caught. Mm-hmm. He didn't say anything because he didn't want to hurt her or hurt anyone, right? Like that was what it was. I'm just getting that from you. That's what it was, right? Oh, okay. Yeah. Look, just make sure we clear.
Yeah. No, it's just interesting that people feel like they are so isolated from these situations. It's like, no, we've all had a situation, whether you're in a relationship, not in a relationship. Like, and I still need to figure out, because I could have sworn that they said that she was still married, but maybe she's divorced. But even still,
I done my research on Google. So
look, even still, she was hugged up with him confidently,
knowingly,
until the camera was shown.
Correct. So knowingly he was married, she knew, and so they did not perceive or think that they would get caught. Yeah, it is what it is. So what do you do with that?
Yeah, I mean, and they looked like they were kind of.
They was having a good time until the camera was on them. They were having a good time.
I'm saying it didn't look like they were, I don't know, by themselves. It looked like it was a group of people that was like, oh, he talking to the HR woman, Like it looked like it was people around them. It didn't seem like they were two. They came by themselves. They came with a group. That's what I gathered.
Those that support them because they wanted those promotions and those, that what you call that favoritism, I would say, from them. Mm-hmm. So they kept their secret. At the end of the day, once you get caught on camera, it's like, what do you do with that?
And that is so interesting. It's just like I said, it's a crazy story, but at the same time, it is like it's a topic of that I've seen that's been circulating as far as what's been going on all week. So Sid, I mean, we didn't get a chance to do like an introduction. So, and sorry, we'll jump into it right now. Sid, I mean, tell me a little bit about yourself, and we'll jump right into the subject of conversation. And that Coldplay thing is still hilarious, but
well, hey, listen, I'm a father of two. I was married to a woman for 6 years. I have two amazing children. Sydney, who is 20 years old. My son Jonathan is 17, playing football, things of that nature. However, I am a gay male. His mother and I, we were best friends, and she knew my lifestyle, what have you. But again, we grew together. We grew that friendship, that bond, etc. And it was all about her. Once, we connected. So it is what it is. Got married, had kids, and, things were good. Not knowing that she had her own, again, like we talked about the couple, her own things, her own infidelity she was doing. A woman that got pregnant in the midst of marriage. She knew what I done. She knew I dated guys, but I didn't know her backstory. Okay. Didn't know that she had trauma and, she was out there sleeping with other guys, and I can get into details with that, but you gotta go. But again, yeah, okay. We're here. The most amazing thing that came out of my marriage was my kids. My kids were amazing. And that's who I am. Okay. It is. And so I'm living this life with 2 biological children, and living my best life right now.
That's dope. I'll give a slight introduction or a good introduction. I mean, I have a couple podcasts out there, but I'm Sean, DJ Reality, single man. I'm dating, but single man. And when I say single, that means not married. I don't have any kids. If I shot up a club and something happened, then I'm okay with it. But at the same time, no kids at this point in time. Of course, I've been figuring it out, if I, considering marriage, do I still want kids and how to move forward? But that's where I'm at right now. So let me ask you this question. With being married, like, how would you consider marriage again?
I will. Okay. I think marriage is a beautiful thing. It's just this go around. I will not marry a woman. Okay. I'll marry a man. And here's why. Knowing what I know now and how I was deceived in my own marriage. I enjoy things, or I enjoy people, or I enjoy a man that loves the things I love. I can go to a strip club with a man and not worried about getting that backlash. I can hang out with other folk, other men, whatever, and don't worry about that backlash. That why are you doing this? Why are you going there? Why? And so I'm at peace with where I am now. But marriage is a beautiful thing, and would I do it again? Yes. It may not be with a woman, but I will do it again.
I mean, no. Listen. So I mean, we don't have the answers, right? I think we understand what we understand based off of who we are. So I feel like say for instance with trauma, right? And you mentioned that infidelity and stuff like that. I mean, you may not have the answer. I may not have the answer, but how do you feel like you can get over the trauma? Like, say for instance, you're dating. So, and I always this is important, is that people. Okay, I'm gonna reel it back. It really annoys the fuck out of me.
What annoys you? Let me talk to me.
Yeah, what annoys the fuck out of me is when someone says, "I'm gonna try women," or "I'm gonna try white men," or "I'm gonna try something other than what is in their circle." As in, like, say for instance, like, well, all of these men are doing me wrong, so I'm gonna try women. Versus like doing the things within, or picking the wrong man, or picking the wrong woman. I feel like sometimes we try to figure out reasons that we're like, well, all these black men do me wrong, so I'm gonna try white men. Or all of these black, I'm gonna say black because I'm black, so that's how I identify. But all these men do me wrong, so I'm gonna try woman. And sometimes I feel like, and I could be totally wrong, but I feel as if it doesn't matter what race you are,
right,
or gender you are, if somebody's gonna fuck you over or do you wrong, they're gonna do you wrong.
Correct.
You know, so with that trauma part, like how do you? I mean, and I don't think that you said, you know what, my wife did this, so I'm gonna try. I don't think that that's a part of the conversation. But I mean, because
I can explain that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, let me be clear. It wasn't a trauma with me that she done me wrong and I went to men. Absolutely not. I was dating men before her.
Yeah.
She knew this. We were best friends.
Okay.
She knew I dated men before her.
Okay.
However, once I got with her, because again, I'm still one that, and this is scenario or just hypothetical speaking, if I was going to do a threesome, it's going to be with 2 men and a woman. Mm-hmm. I don't want 3 men because again, I still like the touch of a woman. I like the smell of a woman. Mm-hmm. I don't mind a woman. That does not turn me off. Mm-hmm. So I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm. But that's the fluid part. That was the conversation that we was having before, as far as being fluid within sexuality and understanding that it doesn't necessarily have to be one way or boxing you in to this form of sexuality. Like you literally are, I want to say enjoying, but you are taking part in your preferences. You're not just saying, okay, well, you know, I only like dick, so I only like pussy. But
the issue is our black people, our mindset. We feel as though how we were raised, it's almost like even the black church in the Bible. Mm-hmm. They only taught what they knew. And you have to remember, back in the day, they were not educated like that. Uh-huh. So when they read the Bible, they just said, this is what it is. Mm-hmm. With knowing that, we feel like I only can deal with a woman. But at the end of the day, you may want more out of that woman sexually. You don't know. Like when you start having moving fun around, and moving around, mm-hmm. there are things that you want to explore, experience, etc. And because you may have dealt with a guy or 2 women dealt with a woman, you deem as they're homosexual, or they're lesbian, or they're gay. No. Allow folk be fluid. Let folk have fun.
Yeah.
And do their thing. So
but that's life, though. I feel like a lot of people don't let people be who they are. And I will say this. In like growing up, and you mentioned like church and all that stuff. Growing up, it wasn't even though like the type of person I am is who I am.
Right.
But it wasn't shown to me that you could be who you are and not catch flack. Like, I mean, I have this person that I grew up with, and I want to say his name. I've talked about him on other podcasts, so I'm gonna say his name anyway. Fucking Vincent. Anyway, my dude, like I grew up with Vince from like elementary. I mean, like preschool to all the way to senior year, and like we knew that, you know, he was gay or whatever, but it was like, well, that's just Vince. We didn't look at it like, that's Vince. Like we knew, you know, who Vince was at that time, and we never like jumped on it. But at the same time, you mentioned within the Bible or within these other, and don't get me wrong, I believe. Okay, let me reel it back. This is how I feel about the Bible. Mm-hmm. I feel like the Bible.
We listening.
Look, I feel like the Bible was written for certain times, and it wasn't written to evolve. So when I say it wasn't written to evolve, it's a book, right? So if I write a book, and it's a bunch of chapters within a book that different men wrote based off of their feelings of how God or Jesus interacted with them. So yes, I mean, we're talking BC, we're talking AD, all that stuff. So it gets a little bit deeper, and it's like, well, that's their perception. Correct. Now we're meant to learn from it, which is fine. Like these are a bunch of stories for us to learn from to be an ideal person within society. So yeah, I mean, I won't steal, I won't kill, I won't do these things, but you know, it's based. Go ahead.
Let's reel this back a little bit, because I'm doing this for the ladies, or then that's interested. Mm-hmm. Why aren't you married? After all these years, why aren't you married? What's your hold up or your issue?
You know, honestly, I would say within my career has been the main reason why I'm not married. And I'll say within that, like, it's always the confidence of being able, because I look at it from I need to be able to support a family. I need to be able to support a person. And I feel like, not to say that I'm not enough, but at the same time, I want to make sure that I have security to be able to have a full family.
So with that being said, and I hear you, and if that's how you believe, why? And this may be for y'all, don't take this the wrong way. I'm fixing my mic. Don't try to. But if that's how you feel, why connect yourself with a woman? Meaning, why penetrate her? Why sleep with her if you know that you're not there? Because connections come that way, and you don't want to connect with the wrong woman.
Oh, definitely.
And so why even sleep with her? But I'm just saying.
No. But what I'm saying is, it's just like, why not?
So it's okay to
it's okay to not be married. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I'm saying I'm not at the point of being married, then I need to figure it out. I'm still trying to figure. I think I'm in a great space now financially to consider marriage, but back in 10 years ago, 20 years ago, I wasn't. So I would not even consider it. But even on the same point, I wouldn't consider it just because of particular things that happen with women. Right. It wasn't like, because the financial thing is a part of it,
right?
But the right woman is the major part of it. So if you don't find the right woman,
what's the right woman to you? Because we don't. What y'all say? I always say the right person or the right woman. What does that look like?
I don't know. I can't give you, like, that's not a clear. It's a tough. It's a tough thing to say. I mean, you can say, well, I want a woman to do this. I want them to do that, da. But I found women to do this and do that. But, when you get to the point, it's like, well, I'm at a point of that considering marriage thing now, but I wasn't 10, 20 years ago. So to answer your question, yeah, I would consider marriage strongly now versus I would not have considered it maybe 10 to 15 years ago, just because of who I was dealing with, not because of strictly financial.
Okay, so, and see, I hear you. So if you would have not considered marriage back then, I would say this: you got to a point where you care for this woman, you love this woman, etc., because you slept with them. So you love this woman.
I wouldn't say I love them because I slept with them.
Let me retract. You're right. Not just because you slept with them, but there was something about that woman that you gained to love, cherish. You slept with her, etc. What was it that you like? She's not for me. Like what does that look like?
I would say the thing that makes that more obvious is when you get to a point in a relationship, and I think this is very similar to where I mentioned that some people are only meant for the ride, or some people are there for the ride, and other people are meant for stops.
Correct.
It's like, so when that happens, that means like some people aren't meant to, like, I feel like sometimes, I don't want to say like you need to build off of somebody else, but sometimes, or I would say, because I hate to absolute it, but sometimes they're only meant to be for that period or for that time.
So that for a season.
Yeah.
In other words, okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, and I feel like, but here's the deal. I think not even just within relationships, but I think in life in general, like say for instance, right? I'll give you an example within a career, like within the job, right? So say for instance, within the job, you do a job and you work there for a period of time, but the job says, oh, we have to do layoffs. Does that mean like you're not good enough or you should not be in that same relationship within a job? No, it means like you need to move to the next thing and figure it out. I can be stuck on trying to figure out how to get that job back, or I can move on and look at the next job. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but why do we spend once we figure that out, or we say, you know what, this may have be a seasonal type of relationship, friendship,
definitely,
except for whatever.
But I think I'm at that point though. Like within, that's why I said I'm considering the marriage part of it.
But sometimes with that seasonal stuff, it gets to that toxicity stuff. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you talking that when you know that both of y'all like we're going our ways? Why do we get to that point? Like, what is it?
It's tricky because, like, I can't speak for everybody, but I know that for at least for me, there's certain things when I see in a relationship, I'm like, okay, this is for the long run. And sorry about your mic. I'll hook that up for you next time.
It's okay. He gonna fix my mic. Don't y'all worry.
but it's just like, you know, that seasonal thing is a tough one because, I mean, like I said, you get to the point of like you don't want to just take advantage of people in general, but you have to learn how, and that's why I say you have to learn how to move on instead of taking advantage of them, right? So it's just a little bit tricky that when you start to cultivate or build these relationships, whether friendships or whether, I mean, I have friendships that have been for years that have kind of fizzled out. You know, and it's like, well, you know, what happened? Nothing directly happened, but, you know, you moved on. You know, whether it's, like I said, a friendship, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a career, etc., you have to understand.
So why don't we get to the root cause of why it fizzled out? Like, we never get to that root cause and we move on to the next and then the next and the next. Like, did we actually understand what made me like, you know what? You may have been a seasonal friend or a relationship, etc. What does that, like, how do
I think we know the root cause, but we try to avoid it.
Okay, so what is it? Give me an example. So
I mean, I have like several where I give you one. Is like, I mean, it's, you know, where you know it comes down to, like, say for instance, a cousin or a family member, and you're like, well, they knew me from, you know, 0 to 18, you know what I'm saying? But 18 to 48, you know what I'm saying? They don't really know me, you know what I'm saying? So even though the 0 to 18 relationship is established, you know, so let me add to this. I have a cousin, right? And that cousin, he stole from me, right?
Gotcha.
And stealing from me is like number one rule. Like, that's literally my, like, within the Bible, however you call it, is literally my number one. You don't steal from me, because if you want it,
just ask.
I give it to you. Like, I mean, and that's where I'm at. So understanding that that's the root, like you say, root cause. That, in my opinion, I've tried to get over, but I'm not over it. And just because it's my number one rule to not do, you know what I'm saying? Like if you ever stolen from me, and it's different. Like it's even different like now, because like right now I'm older and I'm like, all right, well, shit, that's just Sydney, you know, like, but I might not fuck with you no more, but I'm like, well, that's just Sydney. But like back then when I didn't have much and to steal from me, it hurt more, you know what I'm saying, from somebody to take away from me.
So how long has that been since that
transition? Oh, smooth, like 7th, 8th grade. Like, we talking like 90, we talking like 89, 88. Like, we talking like Rakim. Like, we talking back in the day from somebody like who I don't fuck with to this day.
So when do you get to the point that in your mind, your heart, your spirit, you say, you know what? I got to forgive my cousin. Because what I believe, and it's just me, y'all, look, everyone have their.
I got to pour another tequila. I'm listening to you.
Look, all of us, both of us need. I need more tequila, but
I got you.
I'm just saying
the little ice box or the little ice with the rocks with the.
There you go. But what I'm saying is, like, I believe that folk mature, we evolve, like
we do,
like,
but I don't think we all evolve though. I really do feel like some of us just get older. Like, that's it. Like we don't mature.
Yeah.
like for a fact, I feel like I said, there's certain things that I'm mature with, but then there's other things that, like you said, with the cousin thing, it's a thing that's hard. If my cousin ever said, "Hey, look, my bad," I'll be done with it,
and you can move on.
Yeah,
cousin, if you listen to this, I need you to go ahead and apologize. Okay, I got you, cousin.
No. Let me explain to you this scenario, right? I'm gonna break it down to you. So this cousin, he's a drug dealer at the point in time.
Gotcha.
So apparently he had more money than I did. I don't know how drugs move because I never sold a drug. So anyway, he I'm from Michigan, right? So we have this park. It's called Michigan Adventure.
Okay.
Within this park, we would, go every summer, blah, blah, blah. I was in band and stuff, little band geek and stuff like that. So all the men said, I had this little outfit. And I don't know if you remember the Will Smith, the video that he had, what's this shit? Summertime. So he had the video. Yeah, so he had the video. So he had the little Georgetown jersey and stuff like that. So my deal was, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy me this little. I couldn't afford the full outfit because I had a little paper out. Couldn't afford the full outfit, so I bought the little Georgetown shorts, which is like $30, and I bought the T-shirt. I remember the numbers like crazy. I bought the T-shirt $15. I couldn't afford the $40 jersey.
Gotcha.
So I bought the T-shirt. So I have a little outfit. Like back in the day, you had your shit laid out. Like my shit was on my bed. Like, and so I had to go to band earlier because we always marched on Memorial Day. And I was like, well, when I get back, I'm going to this Michigan Adventure. I'm going to the amusement park. I get back to the crib, my outfit ain't there. So I'm like, okay, cool. It was only 2 people that I talk to that know how to get in and out of my house outside of me. Like, because I would lose my keys and stuff like that. I was terrible at that, right? So one of them is my cousin Brian, who I do a podcast with as well.
Okay.
That's the one I record with every Sunday. And best friend since...
Shout out to Brian.
Look, shout out to Brian. That's like literally my favorite cousin. And with that being said, I knew it wasn't him. Because we always like we had like not a weird relationship, but we had a relationship that I knew that he didn't do it. Right. So it's kind of like a trust thing, right? I knew that I could trust him. Like I can leave. I mean, we exchanged video games and stuff like that. Like we had a great childhood. Me and him stayed across the alley from each other. Didn't even know he was my cousin until like 1st or 2nd grade. Just because of nigga shit within the black community.
Let me talk about your trust. You trust to me too much. Let me tell you why I say that.
Okay.
Because you just told me today, y'all, this is my first time at his home recording podcast. But he thought I was going to show up before him. You thought I was going to show up before you. And you was like, I left the door open. I'm like, why would you do that?
Because,
you don't know me.
But listen, this is the thing, right? I give people the opportunity to show who they are.
Gotcha.
In that sense that if I leave the door open, I'm leaving the door open not necessarily to challenge you to be like, yeah, go ahead and try to steal my stuff, but I'm letting you know I'm letting you into my world. I'm opening up the door literally to you as me as a person. So in that sense, I'm going to always try to trust. And if that trust don't work out, if I came here and you came and you was already here and you, I don't know, took the video games or took my DJ shit or whatever, like, I'm like, okay, I got to figure it out.
Right.
But there's one person I could check off the list.
There you go.
And that's a beautiful thing to be able to check people off of the list, because that's one less person that you have to invest in.
Correct.
I like investing in people. Like, I don't invest in people. I'll invest, and if I get something out of it, that's fine. If I don't, I hope that they got something from it, and then we just build from there.
Now, I would have been uncomfortable coming to his place. That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that, because One thing I hate is my integrity being questioned. Don't question my integrity because I'm that guy.
Uh-huh.
I'm loyal. You don't have to question my integrity. However, I still would have been uncomfortable.
But
Right.
Look at it like this, right? If you had just said, "Hey, look, I'm just gonna chill out in the car. I'll catch you when because I literally went one place and I was like, well, that's like 5 or 10 minutes away, and I'll be right back 5-10 minutes. I just wanted to make sure that you were comfortable,
right?
In that sense. So I trusted you. I want to say blindly, but I trusted you enough that if you took something from me, then I'm like, well. I mean, because anything I have in my house, anything I have, period, in general, I don't invest in those things. Like, you can have it. You say, hey, look, can I have this? Can I have it? I'm like, all right, man, I don't care. But if you take it from me, then I have a problem with it, and then that's when I start to evaluate the relationship. But this cousin, so I'm doing my investigation. Now I'm fucking Magnum PI or whatever,
right.
And I'm like, okay, he's the only one. I go to his house. I walk to his house.
Gotcha.
And I'm talking to his mom. And this is where I was like, oh, I can't even trust his mom and shit. So I talk to his mom, and I'm like, I want to say his name, but anyway. I say this. I don't give a shit.
No,
but, I look. I'm okay with that. But anyway, I'm talking to her. I'm like, hey, my outfit came up missing. Da 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 da. Where is he at? She's like, oh, he's down the street. But she's not like showing me no. And mind you, this isn't my blood aunt.
Gotcha.
This is my aunt-in-law type of shit, right?
Gotcha.
He's not my blood cousin, but he's cousin. He's family. Like I'm not gonna say, well, you're not my blood, blah blah blah. I don't separate that part, but at the same time, I do. So I go down the street, knock on the door. He comes to the door,
not with the outfit on,
with my outfit fucking on, and tells me, this is not my outfit. I'm in the fucking 7th grade. You know what I'm saying? Like, with my outfit on, and I want to say it's a trap house, but shit was moved. And I was like, yo, how you gonna tell me this isn't my outfit? And then the motherfucker gonna tell me my Uncle Chucky bought it for me. So my Hardy Boy mystery ass, I know it's my outfit because no one buys the specific t-shirt and the specific shorts. Like I said, I couldn't afford the jersey.
Right.
So I bought the t-shirt instead for $15. Right. I go to his Uncle Chucky house just to make myself feel better about myself. Because he only stayed maybe about 5 minutes away.
Right.
Walked over there, walked to Uncle Chucky house. Uncle Chucky was like, I didn't buy Idris no outfit. I said his name. I didn't buy him no outfit. And I'm like, so
we don't believe that.
Look, no, we not. Fuck that shit. All that being said, it's certain people that you have to cut off, even if like I said, if he came to the point of even saying, "Hey, look, I took your shit," because I've had family outside of him, take stuff from me as well, but it just showed me where they should be on the hierarchy of our relationships.
Gotcha. Now I haven't had anyone. Well, no, let me not.
This nigga had my outfit on.
I ain't gonna say that.
This nigga had my whole outfit on and told me that it wasn't mine. I was like nobody bought that specific Georgetown blue T-shirt.
So your bother about him is because he had your outfit on, but he lied and say it wasn't.
It's you're my cousin. Don't make it harder for me to even, because the thing is, if you're never over it, right? And I always say this within a relationship, right? So if you're having a conversation, say for instance me, like I'm in a relationship and I argue with who I'm with. I'm arguing with her and I never get over it.
Right.
What ends up happening is, even if she, like all the stuff that we continue doing within our relationship, I'm still impacted by, and this is where, we were talking about, how, feeling after, within the relationship. So even if I'm still reacting, I'm trying to make sure that the relationship is what it is, I'm still not over that part that hurt me.
So how do you feel about your cousin right now?
I still don't fuck with him.
Okay.
To this day.
So I'm glad you said that. So I'm gonna give a different spin on this because I have a scenario, and a lot of folk, family members, friends like Sid, you need to reevaluate this. So my grandmother, and we talk about my grandmother. That's your cousin,
shit.
Grandmother.
Well, I got mama trauma that.
So y'all, my grandmother raised me. Well, raised my sister and myself and my baby sister. Excuse me, y'all. Myself, my baby sister. She raised us. My grandmother was she loved bingo, and she was an avid bowling player. Like, she loved bowling. Every Wednesday night we went.
My mom bowled like. I used to bowl like 4 times a week. I technically should have been
in a tournament.
No, I bowled on a league from the age of 7 to 15. I literally, you know what? And I don't want to talk about your story, but I remember getting to college, and when I got to college, like, we were all like, we would go bowl at the union or whatever, and I'm bowling, and the dude was like, "Man, you actually all right." But it was another dude that was on the bowling league. I mean, he was on a scholarship, but he's on he played for the Michigan State bowling league, and this is where things weren't told to me, blah blah blah. So I'm talking to him, and as I'm talking to him, I'm like, "You got a scholarship for this?" I easily could have got I literally bowled technically professionally as a child, all the way. I carried the average of 175, 180 at 14, 15 years old.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, my grandmother, she was that. She was a good bowler. Mm-hmm. However, my point is she raised us. And so your point about your cousin, I will tell you. So I moved to Atlanta for 2.5 years, and I moved back home to Florida for 3 years.
Where in Florida?
In Tampa. Tampa's my hometown.
Okay.
So I moved back home to Tampa.
Okay.
And so I was in Tampa, struggling, didn't know what I wanted to do. Anyways, my grandmother would have these dinners every other Sunday, every first and third, second and fourth, whatever. I don't remember what it was. Anyways, she have these dinners, and all of the family, my cousins, all will come over. So knowing she raised me, she knew who I was. Mm-hmm. So. And
we got to delve deep into that because
we will.
Yeah.
And she, she had these dinners would come over. So this particular Sunday, my nephew, which was 15 at the time, my nephew was 15 years old, 6'2", maybe 100. No, I think about maybe 215 pounds. Big joker, huge at 15 years old. Mm-hmm. Keep that in mind. As you can see me, I'm small. I've always been small. So, and so I was saying that my nephew was 15 years old. He's probably 6'2", 215, 220 pounds. Big joker at 15 years old.
Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
220 pounds?
Them kids, I don't know what them kids eat nowadays, but they were big.
At 15?
At 15.
Well, so I'm sorry for sidebarring, but what size are you at 15? Because at 15, I could have been no more than 140, 150. At the most, I think when I got to college, I think I was maybe 180, 190.
So imagine, I'm 153. I'm 152 now. So at his age, I was little. Mm-hmm. I'm probably 125. Mm-hmm. Something that. But anyways,
God damn,
right. So he was a bit. So I want
to be playing in the league.
I want you to picture that. Mm-hmm. He's a big joker at 15 years old. So it was my mom, me, and him. So I took my mom. I said, because we was in my mom's car. I drove her to my grandmother's.
Okay.
She said, take my nephew. I ain't gonna say his name. Take my nephew.
Nephew Gene.
Yeah, nephew. Take nephew to go my sister. So my sister lived maybe 5 minutes down the road from my mom, right? Mm-hmm. So I got back to my mom's house. Listen, I'm sorry. However, I took my nephew. I said, let's go. You have to shower before you go to the dinner. So I drove him to my sister's, and he took a shower, whatever. I left him there, drove to my grandmother's and said, Mom, I left Jay. When he's ready, he'll call you. You can pick him up or I can pick him up. It doesn't matter. Okay. Right? That was it. Mm-hmm. The next day, my sister comes to my mom's house because that's where I was staying. She was like, bro, I need to speak to you. Let me tell you what your grandmother said. I was like, what's wrong? She said, your grandmother said that you went and you took a shower with your nephew. Huh? So now I'm took a shower. What do you mean?
That's fucking up.
That's dangerous.
Life.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, that's fucking up your life. That's
pedophile type stuff. That's dangerous.
Yeah, no, that's fucking up your life. Yeah.
And so I'm like, I said, sis, I dropped him off. And she said, I know. Because mama told me you dropped him off and you came there. She said, I know. So the point is, why would my grandmother even muster up something? Because she didn't like my lifestyle as being a homosexual male. Mm-hmm. But why would she muster up something like that? And so when that happened, to your point, I don't deal with and I'm telling y'all, I'm sorry, y'all. Everyone have this respect for their grandmothers and this, that. No, my grandmother was dangerous to me. Mm-hmm. She could have done things and said things that could have put me in jail or as a pedophile. When I have children, I have biological children. I've never touched a minor, but because of my lifestyle, you tell my sister that. So now to this day, I don't. Now, I'll say this. Mm-hmm. If we was at a reunion or a gathering and my grandmother said, baby, grandson, can you fix me this? I'm gonna take care of her. I'll make sure she's good.
Man, fuck grandma.
But as far as me doing anything else,
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
But I'm saying, as far as anything else extra, no.
But here's my deal, right? And this is why I told you, like with my cousin, right? You gotta sometimes within the Black community, you gotta take accountability. And if you want to put your lick over there, you can put it like, because I know you're reaching and shit. Put it over there, because it's enough couch and shit. Like take fucking accountability. And I feel like we feel that people don't have to take accountability within family. Yeah. And it's hard because I get on I told you I have mama trauma. Like my mom hasn't done anything crazy to me, but I make her accountable. Right. Like, I'm like, no, you did this. No, you didn't do this. No, this is like, and mind you, like, I mean, I'm dealing with her now with her. She just had back surgery recently, and I say that to say that it's still my mom, right? So I still try to, and this is why I get where you said you take care of your grandma, blah, blah, blah. I still will drive back to Michigan with all of the pains that I'm dealing with and make sure that she's okay. But I will make you take accountability.
Absolutely.
Like, and it's a hard thing within the Black. The one thing that pisses me off about that story is just like, and I have a similar, I don't want to take your trauma and be like, well, this is my trauma. Right. But at the same time, I can identify to being accused of something that made zero sense. Right. And I'll go ahead and give that story.